Here we go. Let's see how we can take on an ogre. Actually goes way better than I expected, so maybe we should head back upstairs and fight that ogre that we left behind. Was maybe a little needlessly concerned. Ooh, and now that's more of a blue hood look. And I'm not sure if those are meant to be horns or if those are like our ears sticking out. I'm gonna headcanon that those are our ears sticking out. We have some wonky full-on like house elf ears going on. Absolutely fantastic. And you, my poppy friend, can come upstairs real quick. Okay, that very much showed us the nature of a roll of the dice, as that first encounter went absolutely horrendously for us, and then no problems whatsoever the second time around. Just get good rolls, forehead. Not too bad. Ooh, +3 greatsword on that undead son of a gun, hey? Main issue with undead is that they do not care for our poison, but this is where we can get a bit fancy, because if I fill the air with poison clouds, and then I light said poison clouds on fire, or fail to cast that and look like a fool, give me a moment. So we want cloud of the good stuff, light it on fire. Oof. Oh, and the steam dragon has popped around the corner. Oh, okay. Sorry, this is not my neck of the woods. I must have taken a wrong turn. If you'll just ignore me, let me walk this way for a wee bit here. Fantastic. And third time's the charm. I mean, it is a 20% failure rate, so I think 1 in 5 should fail. If we fail 5 in a row, then probability is dead. But no problems whatsoever. Don't have to start getting mad at my probability teachers from university yet. This son of a gun, on the other hand, is not letting up. At least if we confuse them, I don't think that they're able to use their breath weapon, that steam ball. So it's something, and then we just light that on fire. Beauty. Absolutely fantastic. Actually went much better than I expected, to say the least. Run into another ogre friend here. Just confuse the heck out of that son of a gun. Bit scared. If you manage to get lucky and you're stumbling like that, oof. Get the heck out of dodge real quick. And rinse and repeat. We can try this again here. Hopefully it goes slightly smoother. Would be nice. Give it a shot, and boom. There we go. Okay, so now we have these trained up to a much more manageable point here, so we can probably start being pretty judicious with just layering on either a lot of confusing poison or lighting the clouds on fire like you do. Getting these ogres a little bit ripped out of their minds here. Can I squeak this one on past? Beauty. Then light it on fire, and our little polearm friend here is struggling to decide what the heck they should do. Spoiler alert, the answer is just die nicely to our electrocution blade. That would be lovely. So kind of them to acquiesce. And there, we're starting to get a little bit overwhelmed again, so just to play it safe. Back around this corner. Fortunately, most of those animals are a bit too dumb to peek around the corner. And as for you, my friend, guess we can just keep layering down some of these clouds and laying them on fire? I mean, hey, it's stupid and it works. It's probably still stupid, but screw you, because it worked for me. Oh, geez. That's why we don't just keep hitting tab. Oh, no. Took some hefty hits, shall we say. Got a little bit too big for our britches. There we go. If we can just keep poisoning you, fumigating the entire place, maybe we'll be on to something. Currently spending all of our magic to do this, and turns out that's exactly enough. Fantastic. Okay, let's try not to get knocked down to 4 health in a couple of turns over the next little while here. It's not great for my heart, I feel. But still can't complain at the end of the day. Haven't picked up any new spells, so we may end up learning that Freezing Cloud spell somewhere down the line. We could also, if we wanted to increase the power level of these, start training some fire magic. Maybe some transmutation for thinking towards the future when we might want to turn into statue form, you know, give us some defensive abilities as well as a little bit of extra health, which goes a long way on someone like a deep elf, seeing as how we start with much less than the average species in the game. At least something for us to keep in mind. Maybe not something we have to hop to yet. I did just realize that this whole outfit that we've thrown together has now 3 different main color themes going on. I'm sure that doesn't at all aggravate all the fashionistas in chat here. I apologize, but again, I promise that by the end, I'm sure we'll probably look absolutely fantastic. And the frost-covered statue you don't see very often here. 4 extra damage when attacking with ranged weaponry, 20 damage. Kinda hate that. If I could do something from outside of range, maybe. But if we go here, like, I can't get my clouds of the good stuff over that son of a gun, unfortunately. Otherwise, you'd have to assume that lighting their world on fire is the way to take care of a nice covered statue. Could be wrong, but it seems like a safe bet to make. We'll just continue to fill the air with clouds. Mankar, what are you doing here, friend? Thought we were already dealing with our own problems in life. I don't exactly need an ancient cursed mummy hopping into the mix, at least not until we get a chance to pop upstairs, heal back all of our magic points, and then just subject you to the exact same routine. And I know that one looked really bad, but again, for anyone a bit less familiar with the game, there's an entire concept called Torment, which always halves your health, so fortunately, not quite as horrendous as it seemed there. Because hey, at least if you're just constantly halving, you're never gonna get murdered by it. Not to say it's not gonna put you in the position to potentially be murdered by more conventional means, but we'll burn that bridge when we cross it. Until then, confuse everyone. Quick. Confusion clouds for the whole party. You friend, get lit on fire if possible. That would be ideal and lovely. And there we go. Orc Priest is down as well. Down up for the count. And we are sitting pretty. So let's actually head back to our stairs. We've picked up a decent selection of ID scrolls now. So we can quickly read through a bunch of these. And let's see what else we have. 3 potions of attraction. Well, don't get me wrong. I love attracting people here in the dungeon. That's, you know, probably the second main reason why we came down here to find love. But Orb of Zot probably takes just a little bit of precedent. I mean, Orb of Zot definitely overrated. Don't get me wrong. But it is real shiny. And I do want to be able to brag to all of our elven friends back home in whatever forest good old Celebrimbor comes from here. So we'll see how it all shakes out, shall we? Now we are starting to get into the good meat of the issue as well, find a few different spell books. Unfortunately, this last one does not have Iskandaron's Mystic Blast, which I was kind of hoping for. But Fulminant Prism, a pretty good spell. Just have to work on our magic skills a little bit training-wise, and Irradiate is huge. This is definitely a spell that we want to add into our collection here, so let's actually... Poison Magic is about to hit 10, which is its current cap, so that's good. Conjurations can come back on, and let's bring it up to 10. And Transmutations can come on. We'll bring it up somewhere like 6 and see where that leaves us. Might be alright. It's at least a decent start here. Radiate is one of your faves. It's so solid. I went through the majority of my time playing DCSS without being at all aware of just how ridiculously strong irradiate is, so I'm very glad that at some point it was pointed out to me, because it's been an absolute lifesaver and very much gets us through a lot of the runs here. It's another one of those things that you can get early on and can help you throughout the entirety of the run, all the way up until the very end, where you're needing to kill orbs of fire, and irradiate is your only kind of irresistible damage to get that done. So that's always absolutely lovely. This invisible wizard is somewhere right next to me now, apparently. Ooh, and that is a lot of poison. We have one curing potion, so we at least have a little bit of recourse. Oh, if you hit me with fire, though, we are in trouble here. So I'm actually going to start out by turning myself into a tree. Gives us a little bit of extra health, and we can no longer become more poisoned, so that's nice. So that means we can now just blast down here without worrying ourselves. And there's no cloud on top of me. Very important to make sure, because we are about to burn the whole place down. And what else do we want to do? Could want to acid you. It's a little bit of a waste, though. Maybe I just use a charming. Looking pretty good. Fantastic. Tell you to retreat this way real quick. Yeah, keep walking. Yeah, keep walking. No, sorry. One more time. Encore, encore. Run that way, please. Absolutely beautiful. And there we go. We can heal up to full. A little bit closer than I'd like to cut it normally, but hey, it all worked out in the long run here. We're still alive. They're all dead. Probably a pretty good day in my books. And there we go. Another ID scroll that we can immediately read. Make sure we're getting all those tools discovered. Hopefully in time for them to save our lives. That's always the ideal plan, and at the least. And we'll keep her moving here. Heading down into the depths. And reading those as they come. Ooh, Orc Priests, never a great sign. Bit better when you walk out in front of your friends. Feel like you probably should have thought that one through a bit. Two-headed ogre. Now that's not quite as much fun for the whole family, especially when I'm getting absolutely smitten. Smitten smote. They got my goat. Well, could try once to kill you with acid. A bit risky. I should just run back to the stairs, run away, but unless kill you in one hit? No, never mind. You could kill us in one hit, so this was a very dumb idea. Let's double check that math. 15 and 20 plus your giant clubs. Yeah, that's gonna be bad day for us. I mean, can probably make it up the stairs here. Let's give it a shot. Oof, that hurt just about as much as we expected to. At least there's nothing waiting for us on this floor that we have to be too afraid of. So we can instead just take our new friend on a little bit of a stroll, a nice lovely walk around the scenic dungeon here. It is absolutely lovely this time of year. And there we go. Now we can light the world on fire. And let's just try this again here. Not quite, unfortunately, so making sure we check the map. We're not walking into a corner like a complete fool. Maybe I should have actually stepped on this dispersal trap, getting us to blink around the screen, because then we could have created some distance. Maybe just done this in a little bit of a safer fashion, but I'm sure we'll be fine, right? Turns out yes. Sarcasm not warranted. How about that? Well, heck yeah, we're out in one piece against all odds. Definitely can't be too upset about that. Quickly heal up, and the rest of this orc pack should be a little bit more straightforward here. The new attacks of opportunity and trunk, that strat would not work well. Oof, yeah. Unfortunately not. No, one day I'm gonna have to learn new tricks, but until then, this dog is happy to just keep doing my own thing, I guess. I mean, Amulet of Regen was very much the MVP that allowed us to do it even in this case. Because normally the ogre would of course be healing up at a decent clip as well, but All part of the master plan, of course. Since we are absolute geniuses who never mess up or do anything wrong, as you all know. Again, I definitely did not murder a character right when they were on track to win the game last week. That doesn't sound like me. Let's run back with our new wizard pal here. I guess we could try and kill you. No, you're still alive apparently. How about that? Oh, and then you blinked away. I kind of enjoy the puzzle solving aspect of when you have invisible enemies in this game and you're trying to determine like what did they do here? You know, missing those crucial pieces of the puzzle. But hey, not too bad at the end of the day here. And we can probably chunk our way through the rest of these sons of guns. Fantastic. The wargs being one of the scarier things just because they are completely resistant to poison, but fortunately, they don't seem to have evolved the same kind of thing for fire, so that's always lovely. I guess we kind of have to just fight you a bit. This is not going very well. And Mephitic Cloud alone won't do anything because, again, you're not too phased by that poison stuff, are you, champ? In that case, could make you into a friend. 31% chance is okay. Or we could try and blast you out of this plane of existence. 64% chance to hit. And then another dice roll to see whether that actually deals enough damage to murder this poor friend. Maybe... Oh, I was gonna say maybe once we'll try Wand of Charming, but we're looking a little low in the health department, so there's not a lot of recourse if it does go poorly. Unfortunately, this buddy here is faster than we are, so definitely something we have to keep in mind and, you know, stay safe out there. Try to blast you with acid, doesn't quite work. What else do we have here? So we have up to 3 blinking scrolls, which does kind of give us at least a little bit more wiggle room, if not able to save our lives. It's unlikely that you kill us in one hit. With 10 AC on our side, 18 max damage on yours, it's unlikely, but we could die. The reason why I kind of ponder this is because we could try and take one step and like blink up this direction, kind of out of sight, out of mind. Alternatively, we could just blink up here and hope that that gives us enough regen time. This is the spot in the game where normally if I was just playing by myself and not caring at all about performance, I would just roll the dice one more time. Blast with acid. Either we kill them or we die ourselves. Not much loss, but we do on this Sunday show like to try and keep each and every one of these buddies alive. So it's tempting to blink. Potion Petition is also a really good option, Eggly, which I should keep in mind, seeing as how I do love me some Goze Egg abilities. There's a chance we don't get healing out of it. A relatively low chance, maybe. So at the risk of regretting this later down the road when we're in dire need of a blink scroll, I think I will just play it safe here. We'll blink away, and then we'll actually tack on a Potion Petition just to play it kind of safe around the entire edges here. And isn't that an interesting mix? Expensive potion giving us tons of effects, including heal wounds, which is great. But Berserk Rage, unfortunately that kind of limits us. Can't cast spells. When it runs out, we're kind of screwed. Similarly, the other heal wounds also has Berserk Rage. This one even replenishes our magic, so it gives us the hope to cast something without the ability. Visibility and Might, probably not a bad idea, but I will probably drink the second one. Then just have to debate, do I want to run towards you? Now I'm going to use the extra speed from Berserk to run away a little bit. And then we have enough magic now to put down a couple of these clouds and then light it all on fire. Fantastic. Now just don't run into another plethora of enemies and should go fantastic. How could it possibly go wrong? I also didn't see, what was your sword, friend? +2 falchion of freezing. Okay, not fantastic. Not exactly what we're looking for in life. The short sword of venom is a little bit closer. I'll probably keep the dagger of electrocution. It's a nice source of damage for early on here at the very least. And then we can just confuse all these sons of guns with some sour fumes in the air. And not too shabby. Oh, hello, Howler Monkey. Hope you're having a great day. Oh, never mind, you're dead. Probably not the best day you've had, if I had to hazard a guess. That seems appropriate. But we're at a pretty interesting pace in terms of the new items we're finding and the identify scrolls, because we're really just kind of keeping even keel across the board in that regard. As we run into our first artifact of the game, and it's a +5 war axe. With freeze, resistance to fire, and more willpower, which we already have off of our leather armor. Gotta say, I am quite a stubborn individual in real life, so let's emulate that a bit with some good old willpower here, shall we? Definitely an interesting start. Amulet of Reflection is another one of my favorite amulet brands, so now I'm starting to become very scared that we're destined or doomed to die at some point here, because we're getting far too lucky over the last little bit. And this game definitely has its share of curses and karmic reaping in that regard. But not too shabby to start off, maybe. Maybe there's a chance, a hope, a brief, maybe quickly fleeting hope, but still one would be nice, would be quite lovely. So continue to chop our way through these sons of guns. You know what, I'm not even gonna deal with you. Let's just do it the old-fashioned way. A little bit of smoke, a little bit of spark, and you got yourself some fried orc. It's that easy, folks. My single one meal feeds all recipe for the casual dungeon delver. Because sure, no one wants to eat orc, it's absolutely revolting, but when you're trying to make it through the deep dark dungeon in one piece, sometimes you just have to cut your losses and do what you hate. Another spell book, eh? Book of Hexes? Oh, never mind. I don't care too much for that. I mean, regardless, we could still do some work here, probably. It's not too intimidating of a welcome party, at least. Is that something? In fact, way less intimidating than I was even giving them credit for in my head. Now, a pack of yaks, about to attack, all up in this stack. No, I probably shouldn't fight. I wouldn't fight on a train. I wouldn't fight using my brain. Let's just get the heck out of there, shall we? Or at least quickly heal up and maybe take a couple of these sons of guns up on a bit of a road trip. Fantastic. And we'll just keep walking for now, trying to heal up. Am I walking into a dead end? That's something I generally don't do enough work to try and prevent. Very important step in life here. Could try and fight you mano a mano here. Okay, it goes okay with the first one, not quite as solid with the second. But honestly, that does enough work that now we can just do one of these, one of those, and burn baby burn. Now, roasted yak. I mean, I was talking crap about roasted orc, and I stand by that, but some good old mutton? Fantastic. Absolutely lovely. It's been days without food here in the dungeon, and that hits the spot, to say the least. I feel like I've been watching too much of the old Survivorman show from Les Stroud. So that's who I'm trying to emulate right now, because, oh my gosh, there's nothing quite so wonderful as how much Les Stroud enjoys food on that show. Because he's generally not eaten for a couple days and kind of been in the middle of nowhere. He's always just ecstatic. The sheer joy is so contagious, and it's just, invigorating sometimes to watch someone experience that level of euphoria. Because I'll never feel it myself, of course. And hey, Branth, how's it going? Always absolutely fantastic to see you. Hope you're having a great weekend. How have things been for you, my friend? Ring of Poison Resistance? Now that is lovely. almost, but definitely not quite as lovely as seeing our good friend Brinth around. Let's confuse the heck out of this Wyvern friend, shall we? Burn, baby, burn. Just go Inferno, yeah. And you know what? We're probably done with that floor for now. That's not too bad here. You are awesome to hear, and you're hanging out with Potato now with you. Sounds like, I mean, a great day turning into a bit more of a mediocre one, but I'm glad you chose to hang out with us here, join in with the raid. I appreciate it. Probably some Elden Ring later. Ooh, I am exceptionally jealous. Right now, my video card falls just below the minimum requirements for the game. I keep tossing it over in my head, trying to decide if I want to just, you know, splurge a bit. I'm at some point going to play Elden Ring. I don't think that's avoidable at this stage. So I feel like I should just splurge and at least try it, test it out. I doubt I could stream it, unfortunately, which is also maybe another kind of piece of that puzzle. I would love to do so, but I don't know if I could handle it. So give it a shot. Yeah, no, I've heard such amazing thing. It's real good. That sounds about right with every other opinion that I've heard for the game. I got it. My brother's just been completely addicted to it lately as well, and has nothing but glowing reviews. So I feel like I gotta at some point. I also feel like every time I have this discussion with anyone in real life or online, it always just is taking me closer and closer to the inevitable, yeah, I'm just gonna get it. As regrettable as it may be not to be able to stream it, maybe I'll just be a wee bit selfish in this regard and give it a shot on my end. You have like 170 hours on 2 characters? Sounds about right. I mean, that's the thing. I already got so lost into the original Souls games that I feel like making it open world on top of all that is just too much in the best of ways. Absolutely stellar. Well, my troll friend, that could have been a terrifying encounter, but a bit of cloud and a little bit of casual pyromancy, always a nice thing. Casual pyromania, if there's such a thing. Seems like a bit of an idiom there, no? But yeah, I think Brent, you're just another reason in the long line of things that have been coming up recently that make me lean closer and closer to just calling my shot and finally picking up Elden Ring and trying it out. If it doesn't work, I guess I'm still just at the same square I am now, so that's not exactly the end of the world. Just another data point to you, huh? Oh crap, I let it slip, my true feelings and opinions. It was all lies, everything I said earlier. Ooh. But this is much more positive. Friend, if you could come right this way, please. Nothing, no funny business. I'm just gonna confuse you next to a casual hit of lava. Okay, try one more time. It would sure be a shame if you stumbled your way into a fiery death, would it not? Such a shame. Here, maybe we have to come over here. Now there's less options. They're no longer able to walk upwards, so now we're looking at over 50% shot. Come on, just one time. Just one time. Hey, there we go. Fantastic. Take a nice casual dunk in there. I mean, I'm a big fan of hot tubs and saunas, but even that's a bit extreme for me. Maybe I'm the only one who doesn't want the dabbling into a pool of lava on a casual evening. I'm kind of unique. I'm not like other boys. Meth cloud around lava is fun. Yeah, it's just absolutely ridiculous. It falls under that entire broad category of any time in this game that you can get monsters to murder themselves, not necessarily their own volition. That might be a little bit too generous, but at least, you know, at their own hand to some extent. Absolutely fantastic. That's just a little bit of the sadist in us all coming out, I guess. Well, let's see. Before we kind of commit to which skills we want to train here, what do we want to do with life? We have a few more spells. Irradiate is real close to being just perfectly castable. So that is lovely. Probably train a little bit more conjurations or transmutations, and then should be fantastic. Petrify is also pretty good. I guess with transmutation, we do gain access to that as an aside, a little bit of a savior, maybe against like Hydras as we start running into them. Freezing Cloud is also a fantastic spell though, so lots of decent options at our fingertips. Let's maybe bring up Conjurations to 14, can focus that down so that it gets a little bit more of the share. Transmutations will come up as well. A little bit overkill for the Irradiate side of things, but I think that this will pay dividends down the road. A bit further down the line here, and we can go back to exploring here. Don't find anything too soon, game. I really need... I was about to say time to drink, but I think we're just about at the end of the level here. You know what? That can wait. But a moment here. Let's instead head down to the next floor, and now we take it as an opportunity to drink while we explore. Which you shouldn't do at home, folks. Don't drink and explore. Very dangerous pastime. But I do these horrible things so that you learn from my mistakes. So I'm doing a good thing, not a terrible thing, you see. And there's absolutely nothing in it for me. There we go. That's one of those bits where halfway through I don't really know where it's going, so we just start fumbling until hopefully a punchline falls out of it. Not too impressed with the results on my end. Ooh, and a couple of Orc Priests. Everyone knows the one about 2 Orc Priests walk into a bar, immediately combust on the spot. It's not so much a joke as a terrifying, tragic tale to keep in mind for future generations, but hey, it is what it is, and I'm not going to complain too much. At the end of the day, they weren't good people. To be fair, they weren't really people at all, so maybe that's not exactly the most fair qualifier. I feel like I'm being a little bit human-centric with that kind of vocabulary, but again, they're the baddies. We're definitely not the baddies. Invading the dungeon here and attacking these people in their homes, I don't see the problem with that. But choosing to fight off invaders, now that's not okay. Their word is racist. Yeah, the more literal definition of racism when it's actually affecting people of a completely separate... I guess race is always interesting in that regard because I feel like it is a bit of an antiquated term. Versus, like, I oftentimes use species in this game because at the end of the day, we are vastly different species with completely different, niches within our habitats here and there. Speciesist, exactly, yeah. And yeah, creatures is the safer general sense of it. I mean, the one that I like to use is friends or buddies because I like to try and make everyone into my friends, and if that has to include some bloodthirsty beasties who want nothing but to see my very death, so be it. I am desperate for companionship. It's been a long 2 years in COVID. Please, just any company, murder me, please. Attempt to kill me. Something, anything. Attention is attention. Interaction at any cost. In all honesty, though, I feel like I've kind of done the full swing here because my family has been in town for the weekend here and managed to spend a decent little bit of time with them, which is absolutely lovely. But it is such a strange experience to go from absolutely zero contact. I guess I do hang out a little bit with my wife's family, and that's always lovely. But still don't usually like have people over or anything like that, so it's been a bit of a reconfiguring in that regard, at least. Always a little bit strange. Okay, this is a bit risky because those stone arrows really hurt. but I was hoping we could burn you to a crisp before you had too much opportunity to ruin my day. Unfortunately, it's not looking to be the case. Actually, if we go back to checking you out here. 3d12 on that. Not fantastic. 36 damage. 20 health. I mean, I'm no mathematician, but that seems bad, you know? Probably should have gone with a bit of an earlier, like, corrode effect to try and increase the amount of damage we're dealing to this son of a gun. Let's see. What's your willpower at? Could attempt to take a look at Wand of Charming. 31% is not fantastic. I'd still be rolling the dice and potentially dying. It's early on, but this character is already in a pretty good spot. And as ancient wisdom goes, what doesn't kill you at least hurts. Quite a bit often as well, yeah. Will plus MR Wand. Right, potentially. My issue is surviving here. So the safe thing to do would be to blink away. Then we're out of sight, since we're that one gap distance from our friend here. But then we're just still in this mess in the future. What's the range on Stone Arrow? It's only a range of 4. I guess we could try and pick you off from afar. Hum-de-dum. There are only so many times that I can needlessly get myself into a dangerous situation and justify using a blinking scroll, but I think this may still fall under that breach. just one more time. Definitely won't happen again. I will not, continue to make a habit out of this or anything. We're now at range 4, so we could start getting smacked around at any point. One thing we could do is turn ourselves into a tree. Gives us a little bit of extra armor class. Like if we take a look at this, go up to 25, which is decent. And will give us more max health, which also helps out with surviving potentially a couple of hits. It's not the best thing to do. Best thing is probably keep running. Try and find a nice loop-de-loop location, which might actually not exist here now I'm looking. This is all straightaways and dead ends. So we could heal up a bit. The flip side of that is that our gargoyle friend will as well, at least a little bit. Maybe we'll walk away, seeing as how with the Amulet of Regen, we're doing slightly better than we otherwise might. But as we're just about to back ourselves into a corner, this is when we turn ourselves into a tree and light you on fire. Okay, well that looked needlessly easy and makes me look like a fool for the amount of concern, but I swear, our very life was in danger. I had to do it. Never had a choice. Normally, I'm an ally to statues in all shapes and forms, but that gargoyle had it coming, I guess. And we do pick up Manifold Assault in this spellbook, so I definitely enjoy that spell. I don't know if we'll go through with it. It generally requires having a good weapon and a decent amount of training in said weapon to really be able to take advantage of it. Which, I mean, a +5 axe, not the worst thing in the world that one could ask for. But could probably get a little bit better, no? Ooh, and you, my friend. Hopefully we don't get a cloud on ourselves. Very lucky, because now when we light everything on fire, we're okay. Acid Dragon. Let me close this door real quick. Switch from our Strength Ring to resist corrosion. Fortunately, we do have one of these in the back pocket, so that works out. And you, friend, if you could continue walking into the fire and the flames, that would be lovely. Because through the fire and flames we carry on. And you too, my friend. Shall burn, baby, burn. I'm standing in noxious fumes. Sorry. Let's fix that real quick. That seems like a bad strategy, a bad plan moving forward. As for here, we could run away. Unfortunately, the shadow gets a little bit faster than us when they turn invisible. B is also faster than us, so I feel like at the end of the day we'll probably have to take some emergency measures here. Most relevantly, maybe call for a potion petition from big old money bags in the sky, the lovely Goze Egg. You know what, yeah, money's an infinite resource down here. At least we can always go into it and make more, so probably worth it. Then do I want to just haste or add a heal wounds for just an extra 232 gold charge off the top? I mean, that's how they get you, hey? Sure, you could get just the basic meal, but the combo's always cheaper. Gozag is no different, the king of capitalism. Really, the god of capitalism. Knows their stuff. Who knew? Let's quickly chug back one of those, and now we'll be in a decent spot to just run some havoc. Ooh, early condenser vein is wonderful. Absolutely stellar.